What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we got a really cool, really neat full custom that was loaned in to me by my buddy Kyle Lamphere. And I hope I'm not butchering his last name. He's actually here local to me in Northern California, a couple hours away. So we've just been shipping a few things back and forth. He's got a couple of my knives right now, and I got a couple of his. Did an unboxing the other day, so you've already kind of seen it, but we'll just leave it in its very nice leather slip for a second. So once the disease and COVID and all that stuff is over, hopefully Kyle and I can get together and meet up in person to do some stuff. So here it is. This is the Seraphim Yakuza. So full custom. It's actually custom number, it's number 36, and I believe it is from 10 of 2019. So inside, let's just see if we can see that really quick. I don't know how well it's going to show up on a camera. Get the light over here. What's really cool is they hand engraved Yakuza and number 36 and 1019 inside the backspacer. So I think that is just a really cool touch. And then you can see there's some lightening of the titanium scales and whatnot inside. So now that we've given it away, it is a front flipper, but let's dive into the specs. Closed, it is 4 1/8, and that's from the very tip of the flipper tab to the edge of the scale. So the total overall length is 4 1/8 when closed. When it's open, it's 8 1/4. Again, from the very tip of the blade, move this out of the way so you can see the whole thing. From the very tip of the blade to the butt, the blade is 3.70 inches and with an edge of 3.67. It is M390 steel, so that's pretty awesome. And it's a very nice hand-rubbed satin finish, which we'll do some zoomed in close-ups here in a few minutes. The blade thickness is 0.137, weighs in at 5 ounces, so it's really light, and that's due to the materials, with an overall thickness of 0.560. So 1/2 inch, which is pretty standard on most, on these types of knives. You're in that 1/2 inch range for most things. And it runs on bearings. So it's made out of M390 steel, titanium liners. I'm assuming it's a titanium backspacer with a lanyard cutout, I guess you'd call it. Lanyard tube, a lanyard hole, which I like. I mean, I'm not a lanyard guy, but I like the fact that it's a hidden lanyard attachment. So because I don't run a lanyard, I don't see it. Nobody sees a big hole going through the side of the blade, through the handle. So I like that aesthetic when they can hide the lanyard attachment. You've got carbon fiber. Let's do a zoom in here. So you have a very cool kind of copper carbon fiber, and the fit and finish on this is excellent. Mokutai bolsters, titanium scales, more Mokutai, and that same kind of copper carbon fiber, and a Damascus clip that has the orange and some bluish purple in it and whatnot. It's a milled out clip, but just you can feel the change between the two materials, but it's more because of the texture of the materials is different. There is a little bit of a seam here you can feel with the fingernail, but on this side, you can catch it with your nail, but it's really just because of the material change and the different textures. The screw head here, you can again only tell because of the material, and there's a hole in it for the tool. Same with the pivot. You can feel the pivot, but the Mokutai is contoured, whereas the pivot is, you know, got to be flat, so you can kind of feel a transition there. But all in all, it's just simply beautiful fit and finish. And then we'll give you a shot of the blade too. Again, very nice hand rub satin. Super nice edge. I don't know if Kyle's been using that. I think Kyle has been using this. He's a very heavy user, okay? I am not a heavy user. I'm a heavy carrier. I'm a heavy picture taker and Instagram, Facebook poster, but I'm not a heavy user. But this thing, it's just so smooth. It fits in and out of the pocket effortlessly, but there's enough tension on the clip that it's not going to fall out. Now the clip is my only nitpicking gripe, if you will. It just seems very long to me. It feels very thin, almost fragile. It's not going to move, but it's very thin down here at the clip part. And when I'm opening it, it just, I don't know, it just feels a little bit awkward on my fingers as I'm opening it. And again, that's me personally. As I'm gripping the knife and bearing down, the clip is not a hot spot. So I don't think that the clip is really a negative. For me personally, maybe a hair shorter. I don't know. It just feels a little awkward to me, but the action on this thing is fantastic. I'm not a huge front flipper guy. That was my bad there, misfire. I'm getting the hang of it because I've got a few in now that I've gotten in on loan. I've gotten the Tucson. I've got the Wii Shamwari. So I'm kind of had more use and more familiarity with the front flipper. Again, I don't quite understand the point of a front flipper. It just feels odd to me. Is where my hand is placed. It's just a little bit odd, but that's me. I'm sure it's people that are front flipper fanatics think it's awesome. So let's do a couple of size comparisons to give you guys really kind of an idea. Next to my favorite Sharpie, because it's always here on my table. Since I mentioned another front flipper, how about the Tucson's that I totally flipped bad, because every flipping knife is a little different. You get two flippers and your finger placement and the pressure and everything is different between two knives. So, but I have been using this one because I was told to use it. So I've been breaking down some cardboard and whatnot. These are really very similar in size, much different in shape, of course. How about the Spyderco Delica? This is got a bunch of tape and junk on the blade because this is the one I actually tend to grab from the table here when I ship all these things back and I'm cutting open the tape and whatnot. I tend to use that one. Because I love it so much, how about the Hellraiser? And just so give you a little perspective on a bigger knife, the Pull Force MK1, which I will have a video out in the future on. So yeah, this is all in all really a fantastic custom knife that I am super thankful that Kyle sent in. This is the one I didn't know exactly what he was sending. I did want him to send the Viking, which I have done a video on, and can neither confirm nor deny that I may or may not have ordered a Viking. I really want one, so we shall see how that progresses, if I can get one before the 200 are gone. And this came in the box, and I was very surprised because I am unfamiliar and I didn't know what he was sending me. So I think he knew the 2 that I was sending him, but when I send these back, I will likely send something else that he's not expecting so that he can have a look at that. That's what this is all about, guys, is sharing with our other knife nuts and allowing other people to see, carry, use. Oftentimes, depending on what I'm loaning out, you can use it. Sometimes you can't. It just depends. That's me. And I've had other people loan me stuff that say, hey, don't use it, don't carry it around. Okay, I respect that. Typically, the knives that are lent in, I don't carry. But it gives not only me a chance to handle different knives that I wouldn't normally handle, but it also gives me an opportunity to share with you guys knives that I don't own. And I will put a link to Kyle's video of this knife down below. And I go check him out. Check out his channel, number 1. And number 2, check out his video on this same knife, because I love, me personally, watching a couple of different people's videos on a same knife or the same model. Oftentimes it's not a full custom that's made the rounds, but sometimes it is. We have some sharing groups where I've lent stuff to Metal Complex, who then took those same exact knives, shipped them to Neve's Knives. He did reviews on all of them, him and Kara, and then they shipped them back to me. So sometimes it is the same exact knife that travels around the YouTube community. So then you can really get a review of the exact same knife. When it's a production type model, it's not as necessary to have the same knife. You know, if you've seen a review on the Hellraiser, you've seen the review on mine. But it does give you a different perspective to watch my video on it than to watch Metal Complex or Kyle, because I know Kyle also has a Hellraiser. He got the black blade, so I may end up, I don't know. I kind of want 2 now, but that's a whole different story. So anyway, thanks for watching. Go check out Kyle. The links will be down in the description below. And have yourselves a truly fantastic day today. And make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow's video. Thanks all.